I'm Saksham Sharda. I am the creative director at outgrow.co, and I actually specialize in marketing with applets and widgets and how you can actually use all the data that your website collects and enter it into your marketing funnel. So today we're going to talk about digital customer acquisition in 2020 specifically. I hope everyone can hear me, and I'm going to start just about now. All right, let me just actually do a small sound check. Could someone please reply saying whether they can actually hear me or not? Uh, okay, I think they can hear me. So let me just start then. Standing out online is tough. Your customers are immune to ads and salesy landing pages. If you think they don't have ad blockers installed, you're probably still living in the 14th century. And to top it all, everyone online has the attention span of a goldfish, which is to say, they lose their interest in your content within 30 seconds. So obviously, no one has the time to read through long and boring ebooks or long and complicated website descriptions. So the point is, even if you do manage to attract people to your website, selling something to them is even tougher because there is so much information and so much competition. Your customers have so many things to choose from that if you have not positioned your website correctly, they end up with choice paralysis and buy nothing. So in the meantime, while I'm like going through my presentation, feel free to like mention your industries and your particular what your company is about in the comments section, because later I'm going to get to like the question and answer session where you can ask me for specific examples and use cases for your industry. So feel free to do that. Okay, so let me just continue. Hold on. Let me just see. Hold on, just let me check. Someone's trying to join. Let me just send them a particular link to join. Okay. So yeah, so as I was saying, your customers, if you have not positioned your website correctly, your customers are probably going to end up with choice paralysis and buy nothing. So you need something that makes shopping fun, is interactive, personalized, and helps your clients buy something in their own pace and in their own time. And that is where applets and widgets come in. An applet or a widget is a very simple interface that allows a user to perform a function, access a service, or that basically improves user flow in general. And on our website, outgrow.co, you can find more than 1,000 such templates across 18 different industries that you can customize without the need for developers or coders. So to give you an example here, say on a lawyer's website, the primary call to action was just contact me. Now think about it from the perspective of a potential client. There are billions of lawyers out there with the same call to action. So how do you even go about picking one? Now imagine if the company or if the primary call to action was instead, see how much I can save you in legal fees. Or, which state should I incorporate my business in? Which link, according to you, do you think is providing more value? Which link is the customer more likely to click on? Similarly, say on a website for sunglasses, the primary filter is just sunglasses for men or sunglasses for women. Uh, the customer is still left with a billion options to choose from in what seems like a never ending laundry list. Now imagine if there was an e-commerce recommendation widget like which sunglasses suit your face the best, that asks questions like what is your face shape, what is your skin tone, what is your hair color, how old are you, what are your favorite actors, and so on and so forth, and then recommends a bunch of sunglasses that suit you the best. And so I'm using this example just for one industry, but the key thing you have to understand is as I go through the entire presentation, I'll show you a lot of industries. And if you can actually mention your industries in the comment section, I'll be able to actually gear it more towards your industry as we go on. So yeah, and so on it. it just then goes ahead and recommends a bunch of sunglasses that suit you the best. And just before providing the recommendation, there is a lead generation form so that even if the user doesn't end up buying the product, he still enters his email to see what product suits him the best. And this allows you to later follow up with the customer because you already know all the details about his preferences. So to understand why this is helpful, imagine if you walk into a physical store in a shopping mall, like a sunglasses shop or a famous brand like Prada or Gucci or something. Now, in most cases, there would be a shop assistant who is specialized in this field and is able to help you pick out glasses that suit you the best. Now, in the real world, not all brands can afford a shop assistant like that. But in case you have a virtual store or an e-shop, it costs you almost nothing to design such a recommendation widget on Outgrow. Now, this puts you at a huge advantage because now you can actually play at the same level as huge, well-established brands. In fact, the more creative you get, the better chance you have of providing a service that might be better than the ones these brands have online. Because in case of really big enterprises, the decision-making process takes a huge amount of time because it has to pass through, multiple departments and multiple departments and clearances. Whereas in case of a small or medium business, you can just individually design something like this over a weekend and have it ready to launch in a jiffy. And the best thing is that you can make these widgets and applets on Outgrow directly on our website using drag and drop tools and without the need for any coders or developers. There are 8 fundamental or basic types of widgets that you can either use independently or that you can combine with each other to make something more complex. Now, these 8 basic widgets are calculators, quizzes, tests, polls, recommendations, chatbots, forms, surveys, and contests. Now, like I said, you can always build a user flow experience that's a combination of one or more of these widgets. And the best thing is you can also embed it anywhere on your website, emails, greet bars, pop-ups, chatbots, or side notes. So as you already figured out, you can use interactive content to tightly target very particular sets of customers and also to target customers at every stage of the funnel. Now, in addition to this, there are several other benefits of using applets and widgets. Firstly, they are more likely to go viral because they are providing value and are ideal for social media. Secondly, they can help guide your clients through complex intake procedures at their own pace and in their own time. So in this case, what you see is a calculator that shows the clients of an advertising agency how much money they should be spending on paid advertising. And thirdly, as you can see in this cost savings calculation widget, they help to increase the time people spend on your site and give them a great user experience and user flow, while at the same time presenting data in an infographic way that helps it sync better into audiences. And fourthly, as you can see in this chatbot widget, they look professional and set your service apart from the pack. You can make these widgets perform a variety of functions in a conversational manner. You can use GIFs and logic jumps to make them interact better, and to make them seem more human. Fifthly, as you can see in this lead assessment embed, they turn website blockers into a fun activity that binds prospects instead of pushing them away and delaying their decision. Now, this is an experience that finds out if your company should raise venture capital. And we at Outgrow designed this widget template for Product Hunt, and it was voted as one of the top 10 products of the day by their 6 million strong audience. Key thing is that it provides instantaneous value in a very fun and engaging way. And finally, as you can see in this cost estimation widget, they help you easily sell packages, products, and services that have multiple variables. Now, these are just some of the examples and basic ways in which you can use applets and widgets. I've used a lot of calculators in my examples here, but calculations are just one of 100 different things applets and widgets can do. The simple fact you have to remember is that anything on your website that is currently static content can be converted into interactive content, and it's entirely onto your imagination how you do it. And it's completely easy to do it because you need no coders or developers. You just need to go online on our website and play with tools and exercise your creativity. Uh, like even I do it in my free time when I had nothing to do. I designed this particular calculator that you see, which is what is your risk of dying from coronavirus calculator, that showed you your risk based on your age, health conditions, location, and a bunch of other factors, and then showed you how your risk compared to that of other diseases, as well as other kinds of risks, like dying in a car accident or getting shot, etc. And I also designed this simple widget that allows you to pick a free online Ivy League course based on the subject and school you want to study from. And this widget that was featured on Product Hunt, Trend Hunter, and Feedly, and shows you how much you can make by Airbnb-ing your property. And people and companies are using applets and widgets for their website across the board. Did you know that in 2013, the most read article on the New York Times was actually a recommendation widget, and not just the NYT, even the BBC, CNN, and a whole bunch of other websites use quizzes and tests to boost engagement and collect marketing data. You must have heard of BBC's very viral weekly news quiz test. Uh, it's called, it's just the weekly news quiz test. And did you also know that 7 out of the 10 most read articles on BuzzFeed are quiz widgets? In fact, quizzes are single-handedly responsible for BuzzFeed's meteoric rise that we have seen in the past decade. Even Amazon regularly uses e-commerce recommendations to boost their sales. So companies large and small across the board use these widgets for micro-marketing and social media advertising. Here's an example of a Chelsea quiz that gathered 7,000 likes and 1,000 comments. At first glance, this just looks like a fun quiz, but the key thing is to understand that the widget is collecting a lot of marketing data. You can sponsor such posts on social media, engage with people during tournaments, and cash in on Twitter trends. Now, this widget is specific to sports, but you can make something like this for some TV show, award ceremony, conference, or any trending event related to your company. In fact, applets and widgets have been a very crucial part of HubSpot's growth and their whole inbound marketing approach, because the whole point with inbound marketing is your ability to provide targeted value to each website visitor. So between 2006 and 2011, HubSpot's free website grader was used to grade more than 4 million websites. Anyone could enter a URL and get insight about which aspects of a site were performing well and which ones could be better. And this company, Sibsby, created a tea recommendation widget that increased its lead generation by 50%. So like I showed you earlier, it's a virtual shop assistant that you can easily close the sale for you, by giving personalized recommendations. And here you can see Nokia using a trivia widget giveaway at Mobile World Conference Barcelona that helped them gather marketing data from their target audience. You can use contests or giveaway widgets to easily generate a buzz around your brand or hashtag, because all you need to do is give away one prize for which possibly 1,000 people are going to compete and share your hashtag. Or if you don't want to give a physical prize, you can always make virtual prize contests, like a contest in which someone gets a chance to be featured on your blog, or a Christmas contest for a 7-day free trial of your product. and stuff like that. And here we can again see an e-commerce recommendation widget by Sephora that suggests lipstick types based on user answers. Now you can use similar widgets for any products you sell, example watches, sunglasses, makeup sets, advertising plans, pricing plans. And here we can see a fashion brand that's using an e-commerce recommendation widget to pair up styles for its users. So again, it's working like a shop assistant who helps you browse the store. You can also build this as a chatbot if you like. So like a chatbot widget so that the shop assistant seems more conversational. You can also embed it on your website or put it in at the top, at the bottom right corner as like a little chatbot window. So it's up to you. Also, if you are an affiliate for a company, that is to say you are selling a company's products and you make a commission each time you sell something, what you can do is in the outcomes of your e-commerce widget, you can embed your personal affiliate marketing link so that the company knows that the new customer came by via you. And here's a case of a simple interactive advertisement that helps this company do market research and understand its users' tastes. On Outgrow, you'll be able to find 1,000 such pre-made templates that you can use to conduct market research across 18 diverse types of industries. You can choose from 10 different question types, including multiple select, single select, text input, drop down, numerical slider, ranking grid, or an opinion scale, or even like a rating, like 5-star rating. And you can have appointments via date and time picker, bookings, etc. And finally, you can have people upload their bills, etc., using a file upload option. And you'll also be able to automatically trigger follow-up emails based on how the questions were answered. What we have to understand in all these cases is that a lot of market research is being done by the widget because it's collecting data that can later be used for micro-marketing and targeting particular kinds of customers based on how they answered questions. In this case, a free t-shirt is being given to people who complete the survey. Now, needless to point out, applets and widgets are being used across the board. In this case, by presidential candidates who are, or ex-presidential candidates who are looking to explain their ideas better to the people. And if politicians think it's a good way to get people's attention and give them value, then you should probably be doing it as well. And here you can see how a restaurant is using a build your own burger widget to collect orders and make deliveries. And you can do something like this for any industry. Here is a simple retirement savings calculation widget by UBS. And what this does, and all of these examples reveal, is that we are living in the information age. And if we want to connect with our customers, we need to be able to present information in a very interactive and easily understandable way. And to put all of this in perspective, you have to keep in mind that these widgets are operational 24/7 on your website. And they are all the time collecting helpful data that you can constantly monitor to see how well your campaigns are performing. Now, you can monitor this data by geographies, devices, traffic sources, browsers. So you're able to see, for instance, that people from a particular country are using the widget more, so you can personalize the widget for that particular country. Or if people are using your widget on a phone, you can adapt it more for mobile usage. Or if people are being referred to your widget by a particular website, you can adopt this widget or future widgets to the demographic trends of that website. So all of this data is easily available in your Outgrow Analytics section. You can see how this data progresses through user funnels or compare it to the data collected by other widgets. Or you can make two versions of the widget and compare them to each other to see which one is performing better. And you are also able to generate custom reports depending on your needs. So if you go into the user details on outgrow.co on your dashboard, you can filter all of this data and export it into an Excel. You can individually email all these leads and get in touch with them, or you can also set up automatic email sequence follow-ups. And because your widgets collect data about the user's needs, you can personalize each email to include that data so that the customer feels that you're having a personal conversation with them. Again, once you look at these analytics, you'll be able to see that some of the leads have gone inactive. So you can also create email sequences that will automatically re-engage and reactivate these inactive old leads. And finally, you can export all of this data to any of our 1,000+ integration partners who can help you enrich this data using, Clearbit, Clear Data, for instance, or create marketing flows with this data using HubSpot, for instance, or create email sequences using Aweber, for instance. So that is about it. I'm going to wrap up my talk with a little explanation about why you need applets and widgets to acquire customers in 2020, because we're living in the information age. Now, the information age is the term given to the contemporary period of the 21st century that is characterized by the rapid shift from traditional industry to an economy based on information and technology. Now, in a commercialized society, the information industry can allow individuals to explore their personalized needs, therefore simplifying the procedure of making decisions for transactions and significantly lowering costs both for producers and for buyers. So how do you adapt your company for this information age? It's simple, by showing customers how cost effective your products and services are, and to what extent they can meet the customer's personal, individual, and particular needs. And nothing does this better than applets and widgets that interact with the customer. So that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at questions@outgrow.co and let us know the ideas about your website and your company in that. And also, feel free to avail a 7-day trial and a 20% discount on our website, on our product, if you just use the coupon Outgrow plus DCA20. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll send you the replay for this as well in case you weren't able to join.